Can't stop. Check out these gorgeous flowers that the florist had for our photo shoot today. Absolutely beautiful. I just wanted to show you guys. Today I am fueled on a 4-banana smoothie with a cup of blueberries and about 6 strawberries, 3 dates, some ice, and some water. And that filled me up right up till lunch. Our photo shoot lasted about 4 hours and I didn't even have one little dip in blood sugar, so it was really awesome. And so I'm hungry now though. I'm gonna go have some zoodles with tomato mango chili salsa, and I will chat with you in a few. Hey friends, Lissa here for another video. Today I wanted to answer some questions that I have gotten over the last little bit. It's getting into the night, so it's a little dark here. We have a sleeping kitty behind me. So let's go through some of these questions. The first one is, where do you get your protein? I love everybody who asks me this question, but seriously, we need to educate people that there is protein in fruits and vegetables. And that is where I get my protein. If you are eating enough calories from fruits and vegetables, you will naturally get enough protein. So I don't actually worry about that. As long as I'm eating enough and as long as I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, then I hit my daily requirements every single day. And if you can hit your daily requirements for protein, you're more than likely hitting most of your daily requirements for everything else. The thing that I find interesting is that a lot of people who are eating the standard North American diet are actually not getting, anywhere near the amount of nutrients that I'm getting on a raw vegan diet. So I do question when people ask me, where am I getting my protein? I sometimes want to ask, where are you getting, other vitamins and minerals and things like that, because I know that they, eat maybe meat and a little thing of broccoli for dinner. So comparatively, I'm actually getting a lot more than what I used to get when I used to eat North American diet. The second question that I get quite often is, where do I get my B12, considering that I don't eat meat or consume dairy products? I take a supplement, and I also get a little bit of B12 in my nutritional yeast that I sometimes add to my dressings. So I'm not actually worried about it, but I do think that the general population needs to be a little more concerned about that for themselves and to stop picking on vegans and vegetarians for not getting enough B12, because I read a study from Tufts University that said that 40% of people between the ages of 26 and 83 are actually extremely low, borderline deficiency of B12. Now, if you think about it, the amount of people who are vegan or vegetarian in North America is only 3.2%. So there's a huge gap between 3.2% and 40% of the population that needs B12. And I did read another blog by a doctor who said that a lot of the people that he sees who are B12 deficient are actually consuming a paleo-style diet, which is very high in animal protein. So the fact is that B12 is absorbed in your gut, and it's totally dependent on your gut flora and how you absorb your B12. So you should get tested and see where your B12 is at, whether you eat meat or not. So you want to really watch that. I'm not worried because I'm taking the supplements and my B12 is great, so I'm good for that. Also, I wanted to mention that I do take a vitamin D supplement as well, because there is no vitamin D in my diet, and my main source of vitamin D is the sun. And living in Canada, the sun doesn't really come out to play very often, so I have to go outside to get my vitamin D. In the wintertime, I do take a vitamin D supplement to keep that up. Just because I live so high north, if I lived closer to the equator, I probably wouldn't need to, because I would be making enough vitamin D outside. Wouldn't have to do that. Question number 3. What is my favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is nectarines. I could eat nectarines all day long and all week long and all month long. I just love nectarines so much. They're quite expensive here, but in the summertime they do get cheap, so I will be eating a lot of nectarines. I also enjoy mangoes, pineapples and black cherries. So those are also my absolute favorites. And if I had all of them together, I would be very, very happy. Very happy. Will I ever eat cooked food again? This is a very interesting question because I don't want to say that I never will, but I strive to always be 100% raw. Now, there are people who do the raw till 4. Like I said in my other video, there's tons of different plant-based diets out there, different ways of doing it, and people react differently to different things. I believe that the purest diet is actually a raw vegan diet because you're eating foods exactly the way nature made them. So you just pick it, you eat it, and that's the way it is. Now, that said, if I was ever in a situation where I would be, either forced to eat a cooked meal, I probably would, but it would be 100% vegan and grain-free. So basically steamed vegetables. I would stay away from potatoes. But that's probably the extent of what I would do, and I would avoid it at all costs. If there's a salad there, I'll have a salad instead. So you really need to think about what you want to do and where you're willing to go if you do end up somewhere where there's cooked food, if you're going to have it or not. And I am not against having it. I would just avoid it whenever possible. Again, we need to survive, right? You could always water fast too. I've done that before, where I just avoid eating at all costs and just drink a bunch of water. That works too for me. It's just one meal most of the time, so not really too worried about that. Don't you crave? That's another question that I get a lot. Aren't you bored? Well, there's so many vegetables out there and fruit that you can try, and it's so delicious, and you can make all these combinations with vegetables. It's amazing. And I don't crave, actually. And a lot of people are so confused by the fact that I don't crave. But because I keep my fat intake low and my carbohydrates from fruit and vegetables quite high, I actually don't crave at all. I did used to at the beginning when I first started it, but was my mentality and my body adjusting to this new way of eating. And once you get over that initial craving, it took a while. It was about a month. And it felt like it was like every day I wanted stuff. But it was really just my mind playing tricks on me and maybe parasites inside me wanting that. And also as your body adjusts to eating low fat and it gets rid of a lot of the fat that's already in your bloodstream, then you can start absorbing the sugars from your fruits more efficiently and you actually will slowly stop craving. So I'm so happy that I'm free from that. It's really nice not to crave anymore. And if I had some advice for anybody who's new, who's trying to do a vegan or a raw vegan diet, what advice would you have? I have 3 pieces of advice. One is to always learn and to never stop learning and to be open to new ideas, to trying different things within reason. I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice as golden, but this is from my experience. You always want to be open. You want to be able to listen to other people's maybe YouTube's, read studies, always motivate yourself, watching documentaries and that kind of thing, to always keep your mind focused on what you're doing, because after a while it's going to become habit and it's going to become your lifestyle. You're just going to eat that way. You're going to think about fruit when you're hungry. It's just going to get so easy. But that's my biggest piece of advice, is to always inundate yourself with people who are on the lifestyle, people that you find healthy, people that you'd love to follow, and that motivates so well. Also, consistency and patience. You need to be consistent. Consistency will keep you where you are or get you where you want to go. If you're consistently laying on the couch watching TV and eating potato chips, then where's your health going to be if you do that all the time? If you're consistently having fruit smoothies and eating fruit for lunch and, fruit-based vegetables and things like that, then your health is going to improve, but you have to be consistent with it. And you have to be patient. You have to give this lifestyle a lot of time because your body has been through a lot. You've consumed so many things that it, was stressful for the body to digest, and it's busy digesting and not healing. So you really want to give your body time to heal. It will take time, but just do it one day at a time and keep going every single day, every single meal. You have a choice, and you're the only one that puts into your body the foods that you put in there. No one forces you to eat anything but you. And finally, watch your calories. And I don't mean this as in be calorie counting and be all obsessive about your calories. For the first little while, if you're not too sure about how many calories that you should have, just grab the app chronometer.com and you can enter all your food into that and just see how many calories you're at, and go for a couple days, maybe a week or two even, just to make sure that you're getting enough calories, because a lot of people who switch over to a vegan diet are leaving out meat and sometimes grains. So they're not consuming enough calories from fruits and vegetables, so then they start to feel tired and they start to crave things. So the point is that you need to actually eat a lot more than you think you need. So just by entering that into the chronometer, you'll get a good idea of how much you need to eat. And also keep your fat as close to 10% or lower if you can. You'd be surprised at how low that is. As long as the fats are the healthy fats that you need, then you don't have to worry about that. As long as they stay low, then your cravings will be near zero and things will be awesome. So I hope those helped any newbies out. If you were watching my channel, I hope that you like it and subscribe. Like the video if you like, and if you have any other questions for me, feel free to comment below and I'll do another video about it another time. So cheerio from me and my cute kitty. So we'll see you later, and fruit on.